Hey, so I stopped the last video with a pause because I was just going to like pause and get my thoughts back together. But when I stopped it, it was at 40 minutes and 0 seconds exactly. And so I was like, damn, that looks too like clean and perfect. I just want to keep that number. So that was why I stopped it where I did, even though I said that I was going to continue. And that's what I'm talking about, is that I'm doing things based on feelings. So if this is like, if this video is new to you and you haven't seen my other ones, I, it's called Lord, What a Difference a Day Makes. All right. And that was like, I just recorded it. So I am going to take a pause. Let me see if I can just get this thought out because I want to get it over with so then I can move on to something else. So I was talking about how this tattoo was relevant to me because I wanted it to cover over a scar that I had from like cutting myself because I was in such pain because my ex-husband was like really ruining my life. And I felt like I didn't want to live anymore, but that's not really what I wanted. I just didn't want to live in that moment. Okay. So get over this. Get over this. It's not so taboo. Everybody makes everything taboo because you all pretend like we can't talk about this. You can totally talk about anything you fucking want to. All right. Because you have your own vocal cords and you have your own thoughts and you have your own mouth. So you can do it. All right. So anyway, it says mother, and that is representative of me because I want everybody to know what's most important to me is being a mother. And then I have two roses. Okay. One is like higher than the other one. And because it's like 360, it's very hard for me to turn my arm in a direction to where you can see it all. But anyway, there's two roses and there's two birds. And the reason is because my sons are represented by the birds and my daughters are represented by the roses. So the oldest daughter has the higher rose. The lower rose is my younger daughter. My older son is the higher bird and the younger son is the lower bird. Okay. So that is the significance of it. Now, I had to get this snake tattoo because my ex-husband, he wanted to get these tattoos of our names of each other on our hands before we got married. Okay. Now, I loved him to the core of my being. So I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Right. Nobody else has ever wanted that before. Right. I wanted this tattoo for myself because it's like my wedding band to New Orleans because I'm ridiculously obsessed with it and want to marry it. Okay. If you love it so much, why don't you marry it? It's like, oh, I did. Okay. I did. Unfortunately, when I got this tattoo, my ex-husband, he was from Louisiana and he was like, well, I want it too. So we got it because we didn't have wedding rings. And he was like, yeah, they'll be like our wedding bands to each other, which I like went along with the story. Maybe I even created the story to make it seem like it was okay that he got the tattoo with me, but it was mine and it was for New Orleans. It was not for him. And so he went along and got one. All right. And pause real quick. Okay, so for the snake tattoo, the whole deal is like with my ex-husband, he broke up with me. Now he says he didn't, okay, but it's very much in a text that he sent that we can go back to the way things were and like not talking and blah blah blah. It's like, so I am going to open those texts up when I feel brave enough to do it on like a Twitch account or something. I keep talking about it. The significance of this tattoo, oh damn, I got a cool sketch that I made of Santa Muerte. I guess. I don't know. Things come to me and I draw them. Okay. So this is a queen snake. Okay. I think, or yeah, it is. Okay. It says on the top, it's queen snake. So, and I wanted on my right hand, okay, so I haven't gotten this one yet. I wanted a queen snake with a realistic looking rose. And I'm going to show you the sketch that I made of it in my Why Tattoos video, which I attached to the last video. I think I talk about it. And so let's see if it can pick up. It's not going to pick up anything on that page because that one's blank. It's this one. All right. So I designed it. Now I put my hand on the paper and traced it. And this is where my tattoo is, right? See it there? So that's how you design a tattoo. Now there's a lot of mess on here and that's because part of it goes to the other side of my arm. But like I said, I like to create wraparound tattoos. So it looks like a ton of mess. But what there is the infinity symbol in here. Okay. That was significant to me. And then the queen snake was wrapped around this like prettier pink rose as opposed to this traditional rose because I wanted to do like right arm with Japanese style and realism and my left arm with traditional, because me and my ex-husband started these traditional tattoos together because they were his idea, and I thought it was a great idea. So I will totally always give him credit for all the amazing things that he brought into my life, but I will also give him credit for all the bad things, okay? Because he deserves it. He deserves credit for both, all right? So it's like citations. I fucking hate doing citations when it comes to like college term papers and stuff like that. It's so fucking annoying. They're like, we just got to make sure that you found your information from a reference that we approve of, because that's what we believe, right? It's like, so these are my lifetime citations where I tell you where this came from and so on and so forth. So anyway, I had planned on getting the queen snake tattoo first, but I wanted to get a king snake on this hand, this arm eventually, because in Louisiana, I found out that there were king snakes because I was sitting out in my backyard and one moved on the grass behind or beside me. And I was like, I don't know Louisiana that well, but I do know that they have like water moccasins and like, you know, they've got snakes that you need to be scared of. Okay. Blue runners and all these different things. So I asked my neighbors, like, what is it? And then I described it to them. They told me it was a king snake. So all right. So the deal with the tattoo was that my ex-husband and I, we were like not speaking because he sent me that text about like basically breaking up. And, you know, we had already been arguing or whatever you want to call it for a long, long time. And I told him I needed a break. I'm like, I'm going to my parents' house because they weren't there because they were in a cottage in Canada. And he and I were supposed to go there like the following day or something. And we were going to stay for 2 or 3 days. And all I wanted was for us to be peaceful so that we could go up there and have a good time together. Okay. But something happened that didn't allow that. And I don't really want to get into that in this video, but I'll continue it in another one, okay? Because everything that I say, it's like, it's benign. It's not like the worst thing. And it's already happened. It's already done, okay? So don't be like nervous or weird or like, ugh, I can't believe she's talking about me on the internet. It's like, hey, bro, you opened yourself up to it. I told you my truth the whole time. There was one time I lied because um, he always sees me differently than who I am. And so I was like projecting back to him what he was saying about me. So I wrote this letter saying like all the bad things that he kept telling me that I believed about him, or like what my feelings were towards him, just to see how it felt. That was a biggest mistake of my life because he would throw out all the loving things that I did for him and gave him. But the one thing that he kept, because it felt consistent with his core beliefs, was that letter, that one letter of lies. Okay. Or he would tell me things of like, when we argue, I wish you would argue. What he wanted me to do was argue more like him, like attack him for the things that he doesn't like about himself, because that's what he would do to me. Though I don't dislike myself. I just know that there are factual things that are not right with me. So he what everybody's projecting based on their own stuff. So like he would attack me the way that he wanted to be attacked, because some people have this feeling like where they want to feel shame for themselves and because they've been shamed by other people. So they want you to feel shame for yourself, okay? Because they want you to have the same feeling, the same inner core of feelings. And that's what makes it so hard to be in relationships with certain people, is that they are treating you the way that they want to be treated, right? I had a video where I said like the 3 rules for life, and that is that as without, so within, that everything on your outside environment reflects all the feelings that you have within yourself, that everybody is right because in their own mind, they're right. Tell me what you're wrong about, but you just keep projecting it to others. Like, tell me what beliefs that you think that you're wrong about. And yet you just go out there and tell people like, I believe this thing, even though I'm like totally lying to myself. It's like, you're probably lying to yourself about a lot of stuff because you just don't know that you don't really believe that. If you learned how to feel things, feel your feelings, you would see your misalignment. But the fact is that you have to know that everybody outside of yourself thinks that they're right. And the way that they're telling about life and stories are right. And it is right based on the environment that they were in, because we were all imprinted with a blueprint of life from the point of which we were born until the age of 7. Okay. I'm going to repeat these things for life that you need to know so you can get an understanding and an overstanding of what's going on in this world that doesn't fucking make sense. Okay. It makes sense that it doesn't make sense. All right. And I'm trying to teach you how. All right. So, because I don't know what I'm saying. The third rule for life is, it's called the golden rule, okay? But it's only golden if you use the Midas touch. And I want to tell you, like I had said in my first video back for 2025, I said I have the Midas touch. And now that sounded cocky, and it's not that everything, well, maybe it kind of is that everything that I touch turns gold, because what I wanted what I showed in yesterday's video was this mask. But when I saw the mask, to everybody else who would have seen this mask, it looked like this because it was face down on the ground. So once I touched it, it became golden. This is the observer effect, Schrodinger's cat. This is quantum physics, okay? It turns to gold. Now, that shirt that I had on yesterday, it looks fucking golden in the video, all right? I don't know what it is about when I wear that shirt. I mean, it's the camera, okay? But the shirt is very green. It's like olive green, all right? So fine. So everything I touch turns to gold. But I said it in my video. I've been hearing it in other videos because I have to listen to like tarot readers and spiritual people to verify what I'm experiencing in my life because they're the only people who see it and are willing to admit it because they're a weirdo like me, okay? We're not let your freak flag fly. And I think when people say that, they like only insinuate it for like sexual deviance, and it's like, that's not what I'm talking about, okay? If you're like in love with your partner and your partner's in love with you and you are an excellent lover, then it's like, that's where sex is meant to be explored and whatever, not just with any freaks on the street. So anyway, I am so far off topic. But yeah, so the Midas touch, it's like I'm teaching you how to be self-centered because it's not cocky, all right? If it's reflected in the environment that speaks to what is within you and you're in alignment with it, then don't fucking worry about what everybody else thinks, okay? So anyway, back to the tattoos. Oh my God. So I was trying to get my ex-husband to well, he's just my previous partner at that point because he was my ex-husband before we got back together. And so we got back together. So now he's just a former partner. I was trying to get him to not be angry about something that went on earlier that day. And I won't give the whole explanation of that. And he just could not see. He could not hear or see my truth because he's really intuitive. He is really intuitive. And it works against him. So anyway. Okay, so he wouldn't reach a point of consensus with me during the conversation. So, and there wasn't yelling. So it wasn't really like an argument. It was just me trying to convince him of my truth. All right. And he just wouldn't believe it. So I was like, I can't do this. I need to take a break. Okay. So I went to my parents' house and because they weren't there because they were at a cottage that we were supposed to be going to meet them at. And it's like any time that something was important to me and I was really proud of him and I wanted him to come with me because we would have so much fun together and I wanted to show him off and how cool he was. He would have feelings inside of nervousness because everybody's nervous before they go and do something. But he would take those feelings to mean that it's something that he didn't want to do because it made him uncomfortable. Okay. He did plenty of things that made him feel uncomfortable and showed me how strong he was in those things. It's that during love, you have vulnerability. In a relationship, you have vulnerability. And so if that doesn't feel right to you, okay, there's just too much to talk about. Anyway, we weren't reaching a point of resolution or where there was any development in a positive direction. So I left. Now, I don't remember if he said it out loud or he texted it to me that I said I was going to my parents. I said I was going to my parents' house to be, alone and separated from this because I never had anywhere that I could go because my kids were always here with me and he moved in. So if I left, then my kids are stuck here with him. Okay. But my kids were out of town for the summer. They were with their dad. So I was like, finally, I'm the one that gets to break away when I need a break because otherwise I have to wait until, okay. So anyway, he tells me enjoy fucking whoever you're going to fuck there or whatever. And I'm like, okay. All right. So these are the things that are said to me that I'm just I roll with the punches of what in my past of being in a relationship with him and of everything that he knows about me would make him think that that is what I would be doing. Oh my God. It's just so, have I cheated on my husband? Yep. Did he cheat on me? Yep. And I will tell you the stories of those things. Okay. Because you need to know the stories from all the sides of it. So you can reach a point of foundational truth. All right. So we're going to go through those things. So anyway, yeah, it didn't resolve in time. I ended up going to the cottage on my own with my parents were already there. It was beautiful. I could really enjoy it because even though I was in a lot of pain and turmoil, the beauty of nature is so much more important of that. The beauty that your family can give to you, when they can give you, I don't care how little love it is. If it's a little bit of love and it's a little bit of acceptance, find fucking gratitude in it, because they're giving you a reprieve from the hell that you're being contained within, from somebody else's cage that they're projecting that you must live in with them. Hang on. So I had invested a lot of my time prior to leaving for the trip in trying to reach equality together so that we could go together. So after that, I don't remember if I like didn't talk to him at that point, like when I got back from the trip. The thing that I do remember that was like on his side of things, the straw that broke the camel's back, as far as like I'm doing this when it comes to the king snake tattoo, was that he had sent me a text because it was his day off. It was a Tuesday, that something like I'm paraphrasing here. Whoever will take my cash to cover up your name on my hand is who I will give it to today. It was something like that. It was like, I'm going out to get your name covered up today, and I'm going to use my cash in that way. Instead of like moving out of the house or separating from this relationship or taking you out on a date, that's what I'm going to do with my time and money today. All right. He texted that to me. Okay. That is left in the pages of history. Okay. I don't care that it wasn't said. I don't care if you didn't mean it. I do not care. That is what you wanted sealed into my memory to devalue me. All right. So that's where I'm like, nah, you don't get a second chance anymore. I don't care how much it hurts me to separate and block you out of my life. That hurts way fucking more. Okay. I was important enough to get, my name on your hand, right? And you kiss your hand every time you pass a street that says Dale. Go keep kissing your hand. Okay. Go ahead. Because once you told me that, it's as good as your actions. Your words are as good as your actions to me. And I will not take I will not wait to see if anybody's going to action on things anymore. I'm just like, all right, you gave me your word. I'm going on that. Okay. Because my word is as good as my actions. And that is what I'm going to do next. So do you know what I did? Because I had already tried to get his name removed when he was putting me through hell before, and I had to divorce him. Okay. Because he was mean as fuck. All right. Very loving, very soft, very tender, cares about love, but was traumatized very deeply when he was young. So it fucked him up. His perception of love, he doesn't believe that he can be loved. All right. I loved him. I know I loved him. So it doesn't matter. But I'm not going to fight my lover. All right. So I immediately went to the place where I have been drawn to for years. And this is Huntsman's House of Tattoo, Huntsman House of Tattoo. I'm sure I got the business card here right around me. But I was like, I'm taking the sketch that I had and I'm going to ask him, can he do a cover up? Because I already spent $500 on trying to get this name removed 3 times. I would rather invest my money in somebody who can do a cover up. And I wanted it to wrap around my palm, because though it doesn't look consistent with the rest of the tattoo, I don't care. It's what I wanted. Okay. It's what I wanted. So I needed to find somebody who would be willing to do what I want. So I walk in and I probably kept it cool for a little bit, but he almost put me in tears, because though he agreed to do the tattoo, okay, because I want a king snake on this arm, because the significance of king snakes are that they will eat other snakes. Like once I found out about it, because I was asking my neighbors, they were like, king snakes are good to have because they will eat other snakes and like other rodents that you don't want to have around. So I'm like, bro, that is like the ultimate king, right? I understand why they call them king snakes, because like if you're a man in a woman's life and there are other men who are like hurting her or devaluing her, if you don't fucking stand up for that, for your woman, you are no better than them. Okay. And that's what would happen. Like, I don't want a man in my life who is not willing to protect me from the men who promise to protect me and fucking try to destroy me and take everything from me. It's not fair. Okay. So anyway, if I'm going to have a snake in my grass, might as well be a king snake, right? So I had to look up, is a queen snake a thing? Yes, it is. All right. So that was what I based that tattoo design off of, is the queen snake. But when I found this wine, okay, so we're finally getting back to the point, the circling around, that I thought that this was a queen snake. And I do think it is. And I do think that this is a version of a king snake if you look them up. But this is not the queen snake that I found on my search that I like printed out. I'm pretty sure. But even if it's not, it doesn't matter. The meaning that it has to me is what matters, okay? The meaning that I find in my outside environment to show me that there are things around me that I can't see that are supporting me. You have to know that or you're going to feel alone, okay? You're going to feel completely alone because there's nobody in your environment supporting you. And I bet you can be in a crowded room and still feel alone. You can be in a crowded room of people who say that they're your friends and your family and they love you, and you can feel totally alone because you know that they don't vibe with 100% of who you are because you don't even know 100% of who you are. So anyway, this is representative of the queen snake. This is representative of the king snake. And look at all the roses, okay? And look at the birds. So 2 birds, 2 roses, plenty of roses. King snake, queen snake. How is this not made for me? How is this not fucking made for me, right? And the brand is Tapestry and it says weave your story. Okay? So it gave me permission. This bottle of wine gave me permission to weave my story however the fuck I want to. Okay. So if you don't want to watch because it's too long or because what I'm saying doesn't like flow with you, then go watch somebody else. All right. But if you want to watch, if you're going to stay tuned, comment, so I don't feel alone here. All right. It's been so reassuring to get my texts and messages that I get from people after I watch the videos, but I'm missing out on all of your thoughts that you have through the whole entire thing. I would rather you comment 60 fucking times on my video about all the things that I said that triggered you. That's what I'm here for. I want to trigger memories, okay? I want to trigger memories. I have to have connection because I'm fucking alone, okay? Besides my children, but they cannot support me. They can I have to support them, but in their own way, they do support me, right? Like my daughter came up and asked me what my favorite day of the week was. So I thought about it and I was like, Thursday. Okay. Because like Thursday, it feels so good. It feels like a 7, right? There are feelings to things. So don't negate your feelings, right? Because sometimes you feel like this does not feel like a Monday, or this does feel like a Monday, even though it's not Monday, or somebody's got a case of the Mondays, right? Office Space. Is that what it's called? It's like your subconscious is filled with so much truth from the world around you, and you are like neglecting it because you're only willing to acknowledge your feelings in the present day, and then you try to match them up with the environment of the present day. They're not meant to be aligned, okay? They're not meant to be aligned. Your feelings inside do not. How many people get rich and then they still feel like shit, right? We know it's true, and yet we all still crave it. Excuse me, my throat's getting dry. So I need a little coffee and a little water. All right. So anyway, I'm just going to get all the stuff out of my head because this table is full of stuff and it's like one thing at a time I'm trying to go through so I can take it off the table and start with a tabula rasa, right? Blank slate. And then I'm going to keep going into other things because I said yesterday was April Fool's Day. The Fool card is the 0 card, the first card in the tarot deck. So what I'm going to do is compile my first class. All right. I will probably allow it to be free on my channel for a period of time, and then probably set a lot of the videos to be private. So maybe what I'm going to do is my plan is to go through the major arcana and then all the minor arcana separated by their suit. Okay. You'll find out what that means in a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to cut this one off. Like I said, I think I said all the things that I needed to about, I don't know. If I don't, do you know how I got to be so smart? Is because I inferred the details that people were leaving out because all I feel is the truth. Okay. Maybe you're not built like that, but I know you have it within you. You can tell when something doesn't feel right. You can read people's body language. Okay. So that's why a lot of the books that I am going to read to you, it's because these are the truths that I already knew within myself. Okay. So if you want to know how I know so much, it's because I already feel it. Okay. I already know these things. I've known them since birth. Why? I don't know. Past lives, maybe energies of the spirits that are trying to communicate through me because I'm just like wild enough and don't fit in enough to know that like my thoughts are not coming from me, they're coming through me. And when they get too into my emotions, that's when they're coming from me. From me. That's when I get tongue tied and real distracted and I don't know where I'm going with it. It's when I go with my own brain. Otherwise, I am channeling. Okay. They're freestyle. It's all right. So, yeah, I don't know. I've like reached a point where I can't say anymore that makes sense. And I want to go and watch the videos and come back. You know how we all hate the sound of our own voice? You gotta fucking get over it. I'm telling you, I'm going to teach you how to be self-centered, and it's going to be the best thing you ever done. Because do you know what I like about my videos now is that the messages that come through me are so good that I am willing to listen to them multiple times. You know, can you imagine listening to the sound of your own voice like more than once? It's like normally we hear it and we're like, no, I can't stand it. Okay. I used to hate the sound of my own voice. Do you know why? Because it meant that I was talking. And usually when I was talking, my ideas were like so obscure to others because they don't understand the well from which I am speaking, the knowledge, the wisdom that comes from within me. It's this well of infinite wisdom that's not coming from my brain or just my experiences, is that it comes from somewhere. And then things happen or show up in my outside environment to prove what I've already known. Okay. And again, I have like this burp that's trying to come up, and that's because these are clearings. It's you have a physical body, it clears in certain, you know, it's like if you're throwing up, it's because there's something that your body is trying to expel. However, if you have like negativity in your environment and you get some sort of like energy healing done on you, your body is going to do the same type of thing. It might feel feverish, it might cause you to throw up. Do you see how distracted I get? Okay, I'm just going to end it right here. All right, I love you, and I'm going to come back with as many videos as I can until I feel like the well is dry. Okay, that's never going to happen, but until my table is clear. Let's say that. All right, I love you. Bye.